Wednesday. Okay, I want to share a coaching call that I just had about 15 minutes ago with one of my clients. There was a major natural disaster in their area. It was a flooding, and they're about 10 minutes out of the area that had the flooding. And we had our coaching call, and I immediately stopped everything that they were doing and said, look, right now the most important thing we can do is serve our community. And the client 100% agreed. So what we did is we put in a community recovery plan after the natural disaster. And basically what we do as realtors and mortgage companies, make sure you team in with the realtors and do this together. What we need to do is we need to be able to start collections. Like, everybody wants to make donations. Everybody at home, all your past clients, all your friends, oh, I wish I could do something, wish I could do something. But until somebody actually reaches out to them and says, hey, can you do X? A lot of them aren't going to move. A lot of people don't have money to donate. That's the most important thing, is money. When you can get money to local non-charities around the disaster area, then they can go buy the things that they need. However, there's a lot of standard things that every single person needs after a natural disaster. Okay? You talk about underwear, feminine products. You talk about time. Of course, if you can give time to some of the shelters. We talk about flashlights. We talk about batteries. We talk about canned foods. Sometimes blankets. Clothing, ask if clothing is good. If not, a lot of times clothing can't be donated. A lot of times you can give shoes, jackets, blankets, any of those large things. Anything that is toiletry related that is sealed. Don't go say, oh, I got an extra toothbrush, unless it's in the package, okay? Extra toothpaste, mouthwash, bars of soap that are sealed, all that kind of fun stuff. Those things mean a lot. So if you think about what you're doing after a natural disaster, find out to see if there's hotels, extended stays Americas, home suites, any of those that have like kitchenettes where a family can rent those out. What can you do to be able to serve your community? Okay? Contact the local radio station, local TV station, and say, look, I'm doing a drive. These are the things that we're gathering. What else do you need? And where can I drop them off at? You can probably contact, a lot of you are very big in your community. Can you contact a local car dealership, use one of their trucks or one of their flatbeds or whatever to be able to go pick up these items. This is also a great way to be able to be in touch with your past clients. If you just started picking up the phone and calling every single past client and say, look, we're doing a community recovery effort here at Bubba Mills Real Estate and ABC Mortgage, and these are the donations that we're actually looking to collect that we need. We'd be willing to have somebody come by, pick it up. If you're not there, put it on the doorstep in a bag. We'll have a state truck come by and pick it up, or whatever. If you could please talk to people at work. If you guys want to do a drive at work, we'll have a truck come by and pick it up at work. Here's the rules that you do that in, though. If you're going to be collecting items, what you need to do is put them in a box and label what's in the box. This is a box of batteries, a box of flashlights, a box of feminine hygiene, a box of underwear, blankets, if there's a pet supplies. Also, think about like teddy bears. Usually the seniors and the children have the biggest challenges after a natural disaster. Anybody in between there can deal with it a little bit more emotionally, but the children have a hard time. They have no toys, they have no nothing. Think about diapers, think about arts, think about baseballs, basketballs, things that kids can play with. Think about things for senior centers, for seniors. If you have extra chess games, if you have anything that they can keep their mind occupied with. If you have, books, if you have puzzles, any of that kind of stuff that would help out these people. Again, contact the local nonprofits and see what they need. Some of them do want clothes. Some of them want children's clothes. Some of them want onesies. Some of them, whatever they're looking for specifically. If you look at each disaster, it's going to be completely different depending on your neighborhood. Is it a water disaster? Is it an earthquake? What is the disaster? And then that will determine on exactly what kind of donations they need. If you're in California and the disaster is in Omaha, Nebraska, You know, a lot of times it's not worth shipping boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. For one, and a lot of times if that happens, money would be better because then they can buy stuff from the local economy to be able to make sure that things are being purchased in the local area, because they're going to see a lot of purchases go down, so we can stabilize a lot of the local community. So if you're out of the area, then a lot of times money would help. You know, if you have like batteries, flashlights, that kind of stuff. But don't go sending clothes and a lot of those big items, because what's going to happen is a lot of the people in the local area are doing it, and then you're going to go send all this other stuff. It's going to cause a second disaster at that point. All right. So just be careful and look. It's your thought, it's your love, it's your heart that's giving, and it's hard to tell people no. It really, really is hard. And if people want to donate clothes, fine. Collect the clothes, and then see if anybody will take them. If not, there's local Goodwills, there's DAVs, there's Salvation Armies, there's homeless shelters, there's other places that you can donate a lot of these things to. A lot of times being able to offer laundry services. You know, if you can, you know, take some, you know, people's clothes and do laundries. If you know laundromats, if you want to, you and a team of like 8 of you want to go get stuff, take it to a laundromat, wash it, dry it, fold it, take it back. Those are powerful services. If you have a commercial location and you have a parking lot where people can stage things for, or if maybe you can have a donation center there where people can bring donations in, and then a lot of the nonprofits can come pick up things. If you have shelter, if you have warehouse use, I mean, there's so many different things, you know. And I don't want you to monetize on the disaster, but I want you to prove that you're there in the community to serve families, not just to sell houses. That you're there to actually sustain the community in good and bad. So make sure that you are working. You know what? Even if you don't have a disaster in your area, you know what? It's not going to hurt you to build something now. If something happens, what resources do I have? And build it. What does it look like? And maybe you can start gathering some extra supplies now. Go down to a storage unit and say, look, you know, donations when people are moving, get donations from them instead of having them do garage sales. People don't make money in garage sales. They sell it for 20 cents on the dollar. You'd rather donate that and get a higher tax donation than donating those things. Or if they're actually like batteries, flashlights that don't mean nothing to nobody, have them donate it, put it in a storage unit, so if something does happen, boom, we have it. Or if something happens in another state or a adjoining state, put it in your truck and drive it. Okay? So remember, we are servants. We are here to serve our communities. We are here to serve the families in our communities. You are the number one most synergistic person in your community. You touch everything real estate and everything people. So use that power accordingly and help serve your communities. All right? God bless. Amen. And I'll talk to you next week.